What's this? A letter for me.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Remember the Great Sports Through the Mail Thursdays. Today I'm going to go through 3 envelopes that I recently got back in the mail and profile each of the individuals that signed for me. So this first one is postmarked from Arizona, and it is a return from former Oakland A's speedster Eric Fox on 3 and a 4th, which is, this one's really cool with him sliding into the base there. I always have liked that card. But the reason I chose to write Eric was I needed him for my 92 Donruss the Rookie set. So let me tell you a little bit about Eric Fox and his career in baseball. Eric Fox, a California native, played his high school baseball in California and then later attended Fresno State University as an outfielder. The switch hitter who threw left-handed was drafted 3 times, once by the Toronto Blue Jays in 1984 out of high school, then again in 1985, but he chose not to sign either of those years and instead held out, and the Seattle Mariners drafted him in 1986 with the 5th overall pick in the draft. The leadoff hitter Fox was assigned to the Mariners rookie ball affiliate in 1986, where he posted a .260 batting average and stole 41 bases for the Mariners single-A affiliate. The following year, he was promoted to Double-A, where he appeared in 134 games, posted a .266 batting average, and stole 22 bases. He would spend the next season in 1988 appearing in 129 games for the Mariners Double-A affiliate as well, and this season he stole 33 bases. Well, going into 1989, the Seattle Mariners decided to bring Eric Fox in the Major League camp, and on March 29th, 1989, the Seattle Mariners released him from his contract. Later that day, the Oakland A's signed him to a contract. Well, the A's signed him immediately and assigned him to their Double-A affiliate, where he appeared in 139 games, posting a .251 batting average, but he stole 49 bases. The following year, in 1990, he appeared in just 62 games in Triple-A for the A's, which I'm assuming had some injuries going on there. But in 1991, he bounced back, and he appeared in 127 games, this time posting a .270 batting average for their Triple-A affiliate and stealing 21 bases. The following year, in 1992, he would again begin the year in the A's minor league system, but on July 7th, 1992, the switch-hitting 28-year-old outfielder finally got his chance at the major leagues. Eric would spend 51 games in the majors that year for the A's, posting a .238 batting average to finish out the season. Well, in 1993, he would spend the bulk of his season in Triple-A for the A's, but he would appear in 29 games in the 93 season for the A's in the major leagues. The following year, in 1994, more of the same. He would spend the bulk of the season in Triple-A, but he would appear in 26 games in 1994 for their major league club, and then the strike happened. Well, unfortunately, Eric was another victim of the 94 strike, and the A's decided to release him from his contract during that 94 season lockout. Well, he would bounce back the next year, signing with the Texas Rangers, but he would spend the most of the season in their Triple-A affiliate, appearing in 92 games, but would appear in 10 games for the majors in 1995. After the 95 season, he was again granted his free agency. He would move back to sign with the Los Angeles Dodgers, in his home state of California. However, they did not bring him up to the majors, and he appeared in just 30 games for the Dodgers Triple-A affiliate. Well, in 1997, at the age of 33, he would split time between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Baltimore Orioles Triple-A affiliates, combining for a total of 92 games that season. Well, after he retired from as a player, he got involved in coaching. He moved his way up to Portland Sea Dogs, where he was the Double-A manager in 2002. After his stint as a coach in the minor leagues, I believe he did some roving type of things. After his time in affiliated ball, he also did some youth baseball training and, like with travel teams and that such. But very happy to add Eric Fox to the collection. Never had gotten his autograph before, and added one more to the 92 Donruss rookie set. Right, so this next one is postmarked from Florida, and it is one of the all-time great pitchers. And even though he's acting like a catcher on this card, this is a return from Roberto Hernandez, a great relief pitcher throughout the 1990s and the early 2000s. Started out, as you can tell, with all these cards here as a White Sox. So let me tell you a bit about Roberto Hernandez and his career in baseball. So Roberto Hernandez was originally born in Puerto Rico. However, his father, who was from the Dominican, moved the family to the Dominican Republic when he was really young. They then relocated to New York City, where Roberto would attend vocational school in Manhattan. During his time at the vocational school, he was forced to drive out to tend to family matters. However, he did latch on at a private school in New Hampshire, where he continued to play his high school career. In the fall of 1984, Hernandez attended the University of Connecticut to play baseball for the Yukon Huskies and was named the starting catcher in the spring of 1985. So there you see him catching there. Following the 85 college season, he played in a summer league in Virginia. He was the only catcher on the team, but he desired to pitch. Coach told him he would get the opportunity to pitch if they found another catcher. In his very first start in that team against Madison, the Madison A's, he struck out 14 batters. So this guy was a catcher, and they gave him a chance. And they said, okay, get out there on the mound, and he struck out 14 batters the first time he tried. He then pitched against North Carolina, East Carolina, and finally Elon, but wouldn't pitch again and caught mostly every game the rest of that summer. Hernandez hoped to return to UConn in the fall of 1985 and pitch. However, he had difficulty contacting the coach during the summer. Hernandez then made the decision to transfer. He hoped to attend the University of South Carolina, but could not get a letter of consent. Things didn't work out at South Carolina, and instead he had a coach call the coach at USC Aiken, and they offered Hernandez a scholarship. Hernandez enrolled at USCA without having visited and hoped that he could pitch during the 1986 season to prepare for the draft. It must have worked out because the California Angels decided to draft Roberto with the 16th pick in the first round of the 1986 draft. He was then traded to the Chicago White Sox organization in 1989. In his first full season in 1990 with the White Sox organization, he would be a starter, appearing in 28 games for their AA and AAA affiliates. The following year, in 1991, he would again start the season in AAA and AA, where he would appear in 12 games, posting a 16-2 record. Well, after showing the strong outings in the minor leagues, the Chicago White Sox on September 2nd gave Roberto Hernandez his dream of becoming a major league pitcher. He appeared in just 9 games to finish out the 1991 season, and then the following year, he began the year in 1992 with the White Sox AAA affiliate, but they decided to call him up during the season and convert him to a bullpen pitcher. Well, that was one of the best moves of his career, because in his first full season in 1992, Roberto posted a 7-win, 3-loss record with a 1.65 ERA and 43 games pitched as a reliever out of the bullpen. After this, Roberto would become a fixture in the Chicago White Sox bullpen. The following year, he would post a 2.29 ERA and have 38 saves in 1993 for the White Sox. The strike-shortened season, he would just have 14 saves, but he would come back in 1995, posting a 32-save season and appearing in his first All-Star game in 1996, saving 38 games that year. Well, in 1997, at the age of 32, he had a 5-1 record with a 2.44 ERA with 27 saves. When on July 1st at the deadline, he, along with Wilson Alvarez, Danny Darwin, were traded to the San Francisco Giants for a bunch of minor leaguers. Hernandez would finish out the season with San Francisco, posting a 5-2 record that year with a 2.48 ERA and saving a couple ball games for them. Well, despite having a strong season to finish out with the Giants that year, the Giants did not re-sign him, and he signed as a free agent with the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Roberto will be the closer primarily for the Devil Rays, making his second All-Star team in 1999. But before the 2001 season began, he was traded to the Kansas City Royals in a 3-team trade that eventually landed him, and there's a whole bunch of people that were in that trade. I'm not going to name them all, but that landed him in the Kansas City Royals organization. He went and saved 28 games his first year for Kansas City. The following year, he would save 26 for the Royals. After the 2002 season, the 37-year-old reliever would then sign with the Atlanta Braves. He would then spend that one season with the Braves in 2003, then go to the Philadelphia Phillies. After the one season with the Phillies, he would then go to the Mets. And then in the 2006 season, he would split time between the Mets and the Pirates. And then in 2007, he would sign with the Dodgers and split time with the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Cleveland Indians. And at 42 years old, he would hang up the cleats after a 17-year career in the major leagues. This is a 17-year career after the guy was 26 when he first got up to the major leagues. So when it was all said and done, Roberto Hernandez appeared in 1,010 games and had 326 career saves. He boasted a 3.45 career earned run average over that 17-year career. So very happy to get Roberto Hernandez back. Until I just did the video, I did not realize he was actually a catcher before he was a pitcher. So a very unique story there about how he came from behind the plate and was one of the most dominant pitchers of the 1990s, standing on the pitching mound with all those saves. So we'll move on to the next and final return. All right, this final one is a return from Atlanta, Georgia. And this is one of the big boppers himself in Braves history, Mr. Ron Gant, on 1, 2, 3, and 4 all Atlanta Braves cards, even though he played for a couple different teams. This time I chose to send just Braves cards because if you recently saw, I just posted a video about picking that set up right there. So very happy to add this one to the collection as I bought that set really cheap. So if you get a chance, check that video out. I'll link it down below and at the end of this video. So let me tell you about Ron Gant and his career in baseball. Gant was born in Victoria, Texas, where he played football and baseball while in high school. He was heavily recruited to play both football and baseball from big schools like the University of Texas and the University of Oklahoma. However, he instead decided to sign out of high school to play baseball. The Atlanta Braves selected Ron Gant in the 1983 draft 100th overall, and he immediately signed with the Atlanta Braves, and they assigned him to their rookie ball affiliate when he was just 18 years old. Originally an infielder when he started, second base, Gant was brought up through the Braves system, in 1984, 85, and 86, where he continued to flourish, mostly in 1986, where he hit 26 home runs and posted a .277 batting average. Well, in 1987, he began the year in the Braves AA affiliate. He appeared in 148 games with the Braves. And in 1987, because of his success in AA, the Braves gave him a September call-up, and he's made his major league debut at just 22 years old on September 6th. The following year, the Braves decided to shift him to another position in the outfield, and in his first full season, Gant smacked 19 home runs and posted a .259 batting average and also stole 19 bases. The following year in 1989, he struggled a little bit at the plate, posting just a .177 batting average, and he spent the bulk of the season back in AAA for the Braves. While in 1990, he would come back as a full force, and he would hit .303 and hit 32 home runs in 1990 for the Atlanta Braves. The following year in 1991, he he would have a superb season again, hitting another 32 home runs and stealing 30 bases. This would actually be the second time he did 30-30, as he did 30 stolen bases and 30 home runs in 1990, and also did it in 1991. Well, he was in his first All-Star season, and he got injured in 1992. But despite the injury, he still hit 17 home runs. He bounced back in 1993 with the Braves, and he posted a .274 batting average and hit 36 home runs. Well, in 1994, he became injured in a motorcycle accident, and he basically missed the entire season of 1994 due to his injury. Well, because of his injury, he was released by the Atlanta Braves, and he had to rehab from that injury. Well, Gant came back in 1995, probably as one of the most prolific comebacks in a long time after breaking your leg, and he posted a .276 batting average and hit 29 home runs for the Cincinnati Reds. Well, the St. Louis Cardinals were impressed enough to take him from the interdivisional rival, and they inked into a contract with the St. Louis Cardinals. Well, with St. Louis, Gant would man the outfield for the Cardinals for 3 seasons, and while in St. Louis, he would hit 30 home runs his first season there, 17 the next, and 26 the season after that. At 34 years old, the St. Louis Cardinals decided to package him in a deal after the 1998 season to the Philadelphia Phillies. Gant would spend a season with Philadelphia that first year in 1999, and with the Phillies, he would respond by hitting 17 home runs. But his time in Philadelphia wasn't the entire season, because they decided to ship him to the Anaheim Angels on July of that season, where he would then finish out the season between the Phillies and the Angels, hitting 26 home runs total that season in 2000. Well, in 2001, he would sign with the Colorado Rockies, but he would split time between the Rockies, because then again he would find himself on the trading block, and he finished the year out with the Oakland A's. After the A's let him go, he signed as a free agent at 37 years old with the San Diego Padres. He appeared in 102 games that year for the Padres, and he hit 18 home runs. So at 37, the magic was back with Ron Gant. Despite this, the Padres decided to let him go again after having that superb season, and he signed with the Oakland A's for a second time in 2003. But he appeared in just 17 games, and on June 4th of 2003, the Oakland A's decided to release Gant from his contract after a second stint with the Oakland A's. Well, Gant is one of the few people to do the 30-30 thing, 30 home runs and 30 stolen bases in a season, and he did it twice. So that's pretty impressive for him. After Gant retired from baseball, he got involved into broadcasting with the Braves. However, now he has transitioned from broadcasting baseball to being an anchor on a local news channel in Atlanta. So he is on the morning show in Atlanta as a, I guess, anchor, for Good Morning Atlanta or whatever it's called. So very happy to add Ron Gant to the collection. Getting this minor league card signed with the Richmond Braves is pretty cool. I also happened to pull the Sports Illustrated Kids out of a common box from a long time ago. Very happy to get his autograph, as well as getting Roberto Hernandez to sign for me as well. Another great from the 1990s. Glad to get Eric Fox in the collection as well. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I want to thank you for taking the time to check out these awesome returns from all these players from the 1990s. I look forward to your comments below, and as always, happy collecting.